before cities, before borders, before history had names. There were places on Earth where being born was almost a death sentence. Not because of war, not because of monsters, but because survival itself was nearly impossible. No clean water, no medicine, no shelter strong enough to last a season. For most of human existence, where you were born mattered more than who you were. In some regions, half of all children never reached adulthood. Many never reached their 5th birthday. It was hostile, the climate was unforgiving, and nature offered no mercy. Every small injury could become fatal. Every illness could mean the end. Food was never guaranteed. Hunger was a constant companion, not a temporary problem. Yet humans were born there anyway, again and again, because they had no choice. To understand the worst place on Earth to be born, we have to go back much further than written history. Long before empires, humans were already testing the limits of survival. Some were born into dense jungles where disease thrived unseen. Others arrived in frozen lands where warmth was never guaranteed. And some were born beneath burning suns where water vanished without warning. In these places, the environment killed more humans than predators ever did. Mosquitoes carried death. Cold stole breath. Heat drained life slowly. There were no cures, no explanations, only patterns of loss. Entire generations disappeared without leaving names behind. Survival depended on luck as much as strength, and some places offered almost none at all. If we measure suffering by numbers alone, one environment stands apart. A place where infants rarely survived their first years. Where food failed without warning year after year. Where the land gave almost nothing back. This was not a single location, but a type of place. Extreme cold. Short growing seasons. Endless darkness. Born here, survival meant fighting the planet itself. Mistakes were fatal. Preparation had to be perfect. Those who lived here did not thrive. They endured. The frozen north may have been the worst place on Earth to be born. So why did humans choose to live in places like this? In warmer regions, survival was crowded and competitive. In the cold, fewer rivals meant more space, but higher risk. The frozen north offered one thing in abundance: animals. Massive herds sustained those who could hunt them, but failure meant starvation. There were no second chances. Children learned danger before they learned language. Every generation carried knowledge bought with lives. Most of that knowledge died with them. Only the toughest patterns survived. Most humans alive today descend from survivors of places like this. Their bodies adapted slowly, barely enough to endure. Shorter limbs, thicker fat layers, slower metabolisms. Even then, survival was never guaranteed. A single storm could erase years of effort. A single illness could end a bloodline. For thousands of years, birth here meant gambling with extinction. Most lost that gamble. We rarely remember them, but we carry them. Their struggle shaped what it means to be human. Today, the frozen north is no longer the worst place to be born. Modern tools changed the odds. Medicine replaced luck. Infrastructure replaced endurance. But for most of human history, none of this existed. The planet did not care who survived. It tested everyone equally, and some places failed nearly everyone. Birth there was not hope. It was risk. Risk measured in cold nights, empty hunts, and silent winters. The worst place to be born was anywhere survival demanded perfection. We often ask where the best place to be born is. But for most of history, the question was simpler. Where could a human survive at all? In many places, the answer was nowhere. The land decided who lived long enough to matter. Strength helped, intelligence helped, but chance mattered most. Being born in the wrong place erased potential instantly. Entire lives ended before they could begin. History remembers the survivors, not the billions who never stood a chance. We exist because a few survived impossible odds, not because they were destined to, but because they happened to. The worst place on Earth to be born was never about evil. It was about indifference and the quiet truth that survival has always been unfair. If you like this type of video, then subscribe for more interesting topics.